Perfect. That sounds good. All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here at our parent-student meeting for A3 Summit in camp this summer. If you have been with us before, the meeting is going to kind of have the same cadence and schedule as it has in years past, with just some important info to give you guys. The first thing that we're going to do is go over just like a pretty skeleton schedule of what that first day is going to look like, and the bus schedule and everything like that. And then on top of that, we're going to go over the schedule of what a typical day at camp is going to look like. So we're going to do schedule first, and then we're going to do an introduction of rec time colors and how those kind of integrate to meal times at camp, because that's going to be different this year if you've been with us in the past. A tournament sign-up update, a little bit of dress code. We're going to go over the packing list and the packet that I have for everybody here to take home and sign up with. What food options are at camp, how to pay for camp if you have not, and then some medical stuff, and then a Q&A if anybody has any questions at that point. Cool? All right. Lovely. First of all, for schedule, upon registration, whenever we all get there, each counselor and each student, like in attendance at camp, you can't see it very well, but there's a whole sheet with like every single day, every single time slot, the whole schedule is laid out, where anybody's supposed to be if they need to be somewhere. Everybody's going to get that in a lanyard. It's going to be around their neck all the time. So if they have any questions about where they should be, it's right there. They can look at it. The day that we are leaving, which is Monday the 23rd, is the buses are going to arrive at 8 a.m. We are going to try to leave by 8:30 a.m. So I'm going to ask everybody, if you possibly could, to be here by 7:30 at the latest. So whenever you're here at 7:30, we can get all the last-minute little registration check-in process done, so I can have the completed roll list. Everybody's here, so-and-so didn't make it or whatever. Before we get onto the buses, everybody's going to take their bags and everything, belongings, put them on the bottom part of the charter buses that we have, and then I'll have bus assignments for everybody going up there. We're going to do the same thing that we have in the past, splitting up gender and grades on the different buses, and I'll let you guys know what bus you are on that day, that morning. And then, this is kind of skipping forward down to the medical info, but it's a pertinent thing whenever that first day is here. Part of the camp packet that you are going to receive, there's a medical release form on there. This is not intended for just over-the-counter things, like if you want to send your kiddo with ibuprofen, that's fine. But if there's like a prescription thing that they have or a scheduled thing that they need to take, on that form you will write your physician's name, the info there, the info about the drug that they're using, and then you'll hand that in to myself or Mr. Stephen Ramsey to file to have at camp while we're there. The question always comes up, so I'll tell you guys right now. Things like Tylenol, ibuprofen, like Zyrtec and stuff like that. If you give that to your child on a regular basis, and you, as the parent, as the guardian, are like, I am comfortable with my child having this particular thing, they can carry that in their bag, but it must be, so if it's ibuprofen or if it's Advil, it must be in an unopened Advil bottle. It has to be like a new Advil bottle. So it can't be messed with, tampered with before we get there or anything like that, but they can carry that with them. Any of the other stuff that will go on the medical release form that we need to know about, and allergies are going to go on that form as well. That will be given to that student's counselor upon check-in on that Monday morning. They will take that and have that and be responsible for giving the medication to your child throughout the days that we're there at camp. I believe that is everything you need to know for the registration. So be here by 7:30. Buses are going to arrive by 8. We are going to try to be wheels up and out by 8:30. And I think that's it. If you haven't been to camp with us before, The way that we do it is we take a good amount of counselors, and we want the ratio to be somewhere around 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. And what that is one counselor to about 6 or 7 students. And that group, that counselor is going to be responsible for the week. They're responsible for making sure they're at their meal times when they need to be at the meal times. They're staying safe throughout the day, not helicopter parenting all around the camp all the time, but just making sure they're at the specific scheduled things that they need to be at, and also medication stuff. If there is stuff that needs to be administered at a certain time, that's that counselor's responsibility. You will get that information either the morning of check-in, who your counselor is going to be, or potentially beforehand. If there are any special requests of I need my student to be with so-and-so's group, just personally text me, message me, so I can set that up beforehand for the day of. But that is the very first day and all the registration stuff. Cool? All right, sensational. Past that, the actual schedule of a camp day. So everybody knows, this year we are splitting all of the meal times into 2 separate times, okay? So there's going to be 2 breakfast periods, 2 lunch periods, and 2 dinner periods. A typical day is going to start at 8 a.m., and from 8 a.m. to 8:35, there's going to be breakfast 1. From 8:40 to 9:15 is going to be breakfast 2. Upon our church's registration, our church size, we're probably going to have 4 separate rec teams. It's going to be our high school guys, junior high guys, high school girls, junior high girls, and those 4 groups will get 4 different color bands that will be their rec team throughout the week. Those rec bands are also going to tell you what breakfast, lunch, and dinner period you are going to eat during the day. And at the big orientation meeting, the very first thing that we do at camp, we get all the churches together. I will let everybody know, the green and purple and orange and all the colors that are on the first period meals, and then all the colors that are on the second period meals. But the most important part is all of us, if we're all coming with Second Mile Church, our 4 colors are always going to be on the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner period, no matter what. We're not going to be split up. Our students and our counselors are going to be at the same lunch period, and that goes for all the other churches as well. But that's 8 to 9:15 are both breakfast periods. The personal devotion that we are going to write, we're going to compile a packet for every student to have, and every single day there is a devotion for you to read through and think through with your group, with your small group. That's you guys and your counselor. Whatever breakfast period is opposite of yours, you are going to meet as a group and go through your devotional. So if you have breakfast period number 1, you'll go eat from 8 to 8:35, and then from 8:40 to 9:15, that is your time for your group to gather and go through your devotion for that morning. Vice versa, your breakfast period number 2, you wake up at 8, even though you don't want to, it's camp, I get it. But at 8 o'clock, that is your devotion time. You go to breakfast period number 2. And that is with you, your small group, and your counselor. Then at 10 a.m. is going to be our awake service. That's the first big service of the day. On the very first day, it's going to be Bryant Forshee, morning and evening. Second day is, I guess the first full day is going to be Bryant Forshee. Second day is going to be Joshua Broom. Third day is going to be Josiah Jones. At 10 a.m. is going to be the awake service, followed by 11:35 to 12:10 is going to be lunch number 1. 12:15 to 12:50 is going to be lunch number 2. And then 1:10 to 2:05 is rec time. The very first day, everybody is going to be doing field rec. There's a lot of different fun games that all of the Camp Wow staff put together, and they will organize. We're going to meet in the party barn right at 1 o'clock. And they are going to tell us by color where we're going. They'll say so-and-so color and so-and-so color. You're with this counselor over there at the volleyball court or whatever. We'll go there. We have an hour of rec time every single day. First day, everybody's doing field rec. The second day, during rec time, the girls, all the girls in the camp, are going to go down to the lake for water rec. Your whole rec is going to be water themed down at the pond and doing all those fun water games. The guys are going to be doing field rec at the same time. And then the last day, that swaps. All the guys are going down to the lake, and they're going to have their water rec time that whole day. And all the girls are going to be in the field rec areas doing that stuff. The rec time, if you have any idea about the trophies that we do, you accrue points based on your rec time colors that the Camp Wow staff will track, and then those are compiled throughout the week. At the end of the week, we have this fun little trophy that we give out, and that church, whatever church wins that thing, they get to take the trophy home and keep it for a year, and then they bring it back the next year, and then it's back up for grabs for everybody, but it's really fun. That is meals, the schedule for meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and rec time. being 1:10 to 2:05 every single day. Then at 2:30 to 5:30 is all the free time stuff. So the game room's open, the swimming is open, the jet ski is open, the rock wall, the zip line, all of that field area, the snack shack is going to be open, and we're also going to host all of the tournaments between that window of 2:30 to 5:30 every single day. Then, the first day is going to be a pickleball tournament, which is new. We've never done that before. But does everybody know where the party barn is if you've been there before? During the day, at 2:45, there is going to be like temporary pickleball courts set up in that party barn. We're going to host a pickleball tournament starting at 2:45. 30-ish minutes later, at 3:10, the basketball tournament is going to start at the basketball court. So you'll be able to see the pickleball tournament from the basketball courts. You'll be able to see the basketball tournament from the pickleball courts, and you can kind of shift back and forth if you want to watch, your teammates and all that stuff. But that is going to be at 3:10 on the very first day. And then that's going to be the free time tournaments. If you're not involved in those tournaments, you can still do a ton of other stuff, the game room, the snack shack, all the jet ski and all the pond stuff and all the ropes courses and all the everything. There's plenty of stuff to do during free time. And then at 5:50 to 6:25, there is dinner in the cafeteria. 6:30 to 7:05, there is dinner in the cafeteria. That's dinner 1 and dinner 2. Last year, there were a couple tournaments that ran long, and you were like, oh no, I have to get ready for service, and mealtime was, you still got there, don't get me wrong, but it was like very rushed. This time, if you are in a tournament and you have dinner period number 1, you can still go to dinner period number 1, and then you'll have a whole 40 minutes in dinner period number 2 to get ready for the service, and vice versa. After you finish your tournament during dinner period number 1, you can use that to get ready for the service before dinner, and then go to dinner period number 2 before service at night. Service at night starts at 7:15. Does that make sense? Sweet. And then after service, we have our church meeting time at 8:45. 9:30 is when the late night party starts. The very first night is going to be Purple Out. That's the first day that we get there. That's if you look at the A3 Summit Resurgence logo, try to match your purple to that purple. And it's going to be Purple Out the whole entire night for the very first night, which is also going to be SEU worship doing a concert that night. The second night is going to be a Western theme night. So boots and jeans and pearl snaps and whatever you want to do. There's going to be the Mechanical Bowl, Western music, that whole thing. That's super fun. Third night is going to be 90s neon. So neon night, but 90s themed neon night. And that's going to be paired with the silent disco. Well, by show of hands, has anybody not heard of a silent disco? So everybody's heard of a silent disco. Okay, cool, I don't have to explain that. That is going to be the third night, paired with 90s neon theme. And then the last night is going to be jersey night. Whatever jersey you have, it could be your personal jersey from a team that you're on, could be your favorite athlete, your favorite team, whatever. Pick a jersey, and that is the theme for the last night that we're going to be there. And then, after the late night party, the regular day schedule is going to be 12 o'clock, midnight, lights out, and you're in your dorm. You're, if not in bed, you are expeditiously getting ready for bed. And then, the very last night, the only change to that is before the late night party, when it usually would start at 9:30, we're going to have the acoustic-led worship outside of the cafeteria with the worship team there, fireworks. Late night party is going to start at 10. The curfew on the very last night gets pushed back half an hour to 12:30. So you have a little extra time to, say goodbye to everybody. They're leaving in the morning and all that stuff. It's really, really fun. That is the whole schedule, whole layout of what camp's going to look like. I know that's a lot of information all at the same time, but does anybody have any questions about anything we've talked about so far? Okay, yes, and for everybody on live stream, the question was for separate meal times, are we required to go to one or the other? Yeah, so yes, like as a church, like our church will be, as all 4 rec team colors will be assigned to the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. So if we have breakfast 1, lunch 1, and dinner 1, that's going to stay the same every single day. So we can't force you to go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but yes, you're required to go to breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The snack shack is going to be open directly after the lunch and dinner portions, though, not breakfast. Yes. Yes, there is a jet ski on. You cannot drive the jet ski, but you can hop on the inner tube that is being pulled behind it, And that's running the whole, yep, I know it's even better. It's the whole thing, the whole time during free time, that 2:30 to 5:30 slot, there is a jet ski pulling an inner tube going around. There's a big, like, natural pond there. That's where the jet ski's going. And then on this side, there's like a man-made pond. They have like water polo and water basketball and a bunch of like water gymnastic stuff and a zip line. And the blob. You ever seen the blob? Yeah, like the big pillow thing. You jump down and yeah. No, no. It's always a little bit deflating, no pun intended. But there's a 50-pound like weight differential limit of the blobber and the blobby, so you can't go like 50 feet in the air, but it's still fun. Anyways, those are good questions so far. Does anybody else have anything? Yes. The theme nights are, the very first night is Purple Out Night. So head to toe, you are purple. Yep. So SEU concert, everybody's going to be decked out in purple, and it's going to be under the black light too during the late night party. Second night is going to be Western themed, dressed like a cowboy and cowgirl. Third night is going to be 90s neon paired with the silent disco. Fourth night is Jersey night. Any jersey. Any sport. Yes. Mm-hmm. There are going to be other churches, but it's not going to be everybody all at the same time. There's probably going to be too many people. There's going to be two groups, yes. So, but we're not quite doing the whole mix of like sometimes you're going to have lunch one, sometimes you're going to have lunch two. That's going to be a little too confusing. So, the people that you are with the meal times with, those are your people for the week. And then everybody else, there's still plenty of time in the day to socialize with, hang out with, all that stuff. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, cool. That is schedule, and I got to pull up my list right quick, get to the other stuff. Next is going to be wristband colors. We already did that. Rec time, we already did that. Does anybody have any questions about those specific colors or the rec times? Water rec, field rec, are you all familiar with that? Cool. The tournament sign-up is not like all the way ready yet, but within this next week it will be. I am having to look at the time frame that we need to get, say, the basketball tournament done in, and then consider all the other churches, figure out how many games we can fit in, a 2-hour slot, and then say, okay, the bracket can be X amount big, X amount games big, and then build the bracket from that point. I'll say how many teams can be with each church and everything, and then I'll build a Google form in which is going to go to all the other youth pastors, all the other churches. They're going to fill out their team number and team names, and then the brackets will form. The only thing I need you guys to start doing is start thinking about what teams you guys want to form and what names you guys want to come up with. The tournaments that are actually going to be sanctioned, there's going to be like actual extra like sports going on. For instance, we might do slip and slide kickball, but it's not going to be a tournament. We might do glow in the dark dodgeball, but it's not going to be a tournament. It's going to be open for everybody to play. The actual tournaments that you're going to form teams and compete with other churches for are going to be basketball, and that is going to be broken up between high school guys, junior high guys, and if we have enough girl teams, it's going to be high school girls and junior high girls. In years past, there's not been enough girls teams, so it's just a girls category. But the goal is to have 4 separate brackets of high school guys, junior high guys, high school girls, junior high girls. That's basketball. Then, after basketball, is going to be pickleball. There's probably going to be enough to do 2 to 3 teams each church. So I know that's kind of hard to fit everybody in. But you can have subs at least for your pickleball teams. So start thinking about pickleball and basketball and football and gaga ball. Gaga ball is no teams, it's just individual, whoever wants to join. We meet up at the gaga ball pit. It's super easy, super fast. Football, we are hopefully going to at least form 2 divisions of high school and then junior high. There's a requirement of girls having to be on the field, not just on the team, so they can sit on the sideline, but actually playing on the field at all times. And I believe the requirement is there's 2 girls on each team constantly playing. So it's a good idea because everybody always, yeah, all right, we need 2 girls, so we're going to have 2 girls actually on our team, and you make them play the whole entire time, the whole entire tournament, and by the end, they are dog tired. It's a good idea to get like at least 4, so they can at least sub in and out of your team. But there's hopefully going to be a high school division of football and a junior high division of football with at least 2 girls on the field at each on both of those divisions. And then the very last tournament, or the last 2 tournaments, is going to be sand volleyball and the Nintendo Switch tournament, which is going to be Smash Bros. The very last day. Same setup as last time. We're hopefully going to have 1 more screen and 1 more or 2 more switches so we can get through the tournament faster, so we can have more people sign up for it. But that's going to take place in that little like offshoot room from the sanctuary, just like it did last year. The whole tournament's going to take place starting at 2:30 the last day, and then whenever we get to the championship, going to stop, and we're going to open up the very last service with the championship game live in front of everybody, so everybody in the whole sanctuary gets to like cheer or their teammates on and all that stuff. That's super, super fun. That's going to be the same setup as last time, so it's a Nintendo Switch tournament and volleyball tournament the last day. So those are our 6 tournaments. Does anybody have any questions about those? Okay, very good. Then, on dress code, it is across the board. Okay. Y'all know the dress code. It's modest. Just don't make us. You know what I mean? Don't make us dress code you. You know what is appropriate. You know what is not. If you have to wonder, like, oh my gosh, is it 2 fingers up here or is it 3 fingers? Just okay. Just do another thing. Just don't even mess with the line of what's okay and what's not. Just pick another thing. Cool? Yay! Let's not have any dress code issues this year. It's going to be super fun. This is our church's decision. If anybody is tuning in to our live stream, we are leaving the swim shirt to the discretion of the churches. If you want to say that your church and your students have to wear a swim shirt at all times, you can. If you want to say you're doing modest swimwear and it has to be modest, you can do that. We're leaving that up to the discretion of the churches and the other pastors that are going to be there. As for our group, I am asking and requiring everybody, regardless of if you're a guy, you're a girl, it doesn't matter, wear a swim shirt. Whenever we are going to go down to the lake, water wreck, or anything else, wear a swim shirt. That's just our rule. Cool? Lovely. We did, okay. What was the rule on that? Swim shorts? Yeah. So yes, do swim shorts. Sensational. That's easy. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about that? Good? Sensational. Past dress code is going to be the packing list, which is going to be in this packet if you need, which everybody should need one at this point. But this packet that you're going to get, first of all, is going to have the consent for medical administration at A3 Summit. This is if you have any prescriptions, any medical information that we need to know about. You don't need to put things like ibuprofen, Tylenol on here, but the only rule with that is it has to be a new sealed Tylenol bottle if you're going to carry that, or Advil bottle or whatever. If there's a prescription, you do your physician stuff information here and let us know the information about the drug, the schedule, all that stuff. And then bring it in its original pill bottle, not in a Ziploc bag. Do the original pill bottle, if you can possibly do that with the label, with the information of the drug and who prescribed it and all the stuff that Mr. Stephen needs to be safe, what we need to do. On the other side, this is going to be your A3 Summit and Camp Wow attendee waiver. So this is your guardian's signature and printed name, and then your church name. Church name is going to be Second Mile Church for us. For any of the other churches watching, you'll download the packet on the A3 Summit website, and then that church name is going to be whatever church you are coming to A3 Summit with. But the signature is going to be from your parent or guardian. The print is going to be your parent or guardian's name. If you are a student who is 18, you are allowed to sign and print for yourself if you want to, but that's a very small fraction of you guys anyways. But that is that form. Do not forget the back part, by the way. It's super easy to be looking through this and then want to sign right there and be good, but if you flip it over, there's a little bit more information contact-wise that we need on the back of that page. And then the very last thing is the packing list, What we have down is mainly suggestions. You can bring more or less, but this is kind of what we come up with, the list that we suggest you bring. It is bedding for a twin-size bunk bed. And it is regular twin, it's not twin XL. The sheets, blankets, sleeping bag, and pillow. If you want to do a mattress protector, not a bad idea. Toiletry items, soap, towels, towels, plural. Hey, guys, plural, towels. Don't bring one musty towel and get pond water all over it, and then hang it on the bunk bed that somebody else is sleeping in. Thank you. Soap, towels, shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, sunscreen, and then any other personal necessities that you feel like you need. Clothing, shorts, t-shirts, underwear, socks, swimwear, beach towels, multiple changes per day of clothing, especially if you're going to be in tournaments, especially if you're going to be doing like all the physical, like the ropes courses. If you want to do a lot of swimming, bring multiple changes of clothes per day. The service attire does not have to be to the nines by any means, but like if your regular day attire is like athletic shorts and a t-shirt, you're more than welcome to wear that to the service, but some people might swap the athletic shorts out for, like the little chino-looking shorts or cargo shorts, and they'll still do a t-shirt, or sometimes they'll do like a polo, but like that's about as fancy as it gets, you know what I mean? A lot of people also will wear their theme night attire to service, which is also appropriate. So if you want to go purple out for the service, you're encouraged to do that too, so that's up to you. Shoes. Tennis shoes or closed-toed shoes are required for the rock wall and the rec time. Flip-flops, I would still suggest that you bring those, especially for the showers. Bring some shower sandals, put those on before you get in the same shower that 8 other people have showered in that day. Bring flip-flops, do that, that'll be good. Water shoes, if that's a thing for you. Those are not required, it's just like if you want to. If you guys have been in that man-made pond, there's some real funky bedding on the bottom of that thing. Don't know what it is, but some people have a weird texture thing. So wear swim shoes if that's you. But those are not required. Bring your Bible. Bring your medication administered like we've talked about. Bring a refillable water bottle. At multiple spots all around the camp, there are camp all workers constantly putting ice and fresh water in all these coolers, so you can, wherever you are, constantly refill your reusable water bottle. You are allowed to bring like metal ones, but during service, do your absolute best to not let it tump over, because it's a concrete floor, and in the middle of messages, it's just like ka-ting, ting, ting. It's like, okay, here we go. So don't do that. Personal hand sanitizer and or Lysol, laundry bag for dirty laundry. This is actually a really, really good thing that's looked over often. A laundry bag, if you don't have a laundry bag, get a big old trash bag and just bring it empty. And then whenever you are done with whatever outfit you're wearing, just put it in that trash bag, seal it up throughout the whole entire week. So at the very end of the week, that's all your dirty clothes, seal them up, boom, put them in the bag. We've been filling up cabins, which is a very good thing, but that means within about 20 square feet of dorm space, there's 4 people on bunk beds with 4 luggages. So if somebody comes in and in a hurry, changes clothes or gets ready for dinner or whatever, sometimes they'll leave their shirt out here and somebody else mistakes that shirt for their shirt and whatever, and then it's like, oh, my shirt's gone, my hairbrush is gone, my whatever. So do your best to keep control of your things. Your things go in a certain place, location. Your dirty clothes, once you're done with them, go into your trash bag, and then we don't have any issues like that. Optional items. Flashlight, kinda. You don't really need that. Small bag or backpack. That is recommended for your Bible. The notebook that you are going to be getting whenever you get there. Like, we're going to be giving everybody a notebook so they can take notes during the sermon. Not on your phone, on a physical notebook with a pen. You can bring your own notebook and pen and pencil if you so choose to. You can bring some extra money for the snack shack or vending machine or merchandise. SEU is going to be there. They're going to be selling their own merchandise at the back of the sanctuary after their concert. If you want any SEU stuff, you can bring some extra cash for that. A light jacket or rain jacket just in case. Every once in a while, Oklahoma gets weird, and it's like, this is a thunderstorm up here. And it gets kind of muddy. So bring those just in case, and then remember your theme night clothes. Does anybody remember the theme night so far? Yes? 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 Boom. Purple now, Western, 90s neon, and Jersey. Things not to bring. Weapons of any kind, including pocket knives. Hey, guys, don't bring anything that will alter any part of your body jewelry-wise. Do not bring a piercing gun. I forgot to add that to the packing list this year, but I'm saying it verbally right now. You are not allowed to pierce anybody's ears, or any other body parts for that matter, at camp. No weapons, no fireworks, no explosives, no drugs or alcohol. Now this one, you can bring electronics. There's not a ban on electronics. You are not allowed to use them in any way, shape, or form during the service, other than, like if it's SCU and you want to take some pictures or videos, that's fine, but especially whenever it is like service time. There's a speaker. We are off our phones. There's no service there anyways. If you happen to somehow get the Wi-Fi code from one of the workers or something like that, we are going to shut it down. We're not doing Wi-Fi during service. We're not doing any reception stuff during service. Not doing any phone stuff during service. But you are allowed to bring your cell phone, especially for emergency purposes and everything. You're allowed to have it. You can bring it, just not during the awake or alive services in the morning and the evening. Cool? Cool. And that is the end of our packing list. So that's that. Before we leave, everybody make sure you have this whole packet so you can get your stuff signed and then turned back in if you are coming to camp. And food options while you're at camp. There's going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided every single day, minus the very first day that we get there. We are going to supply our church only with some delivery thing, probably pizza again, because we need to get there before all the other churches do. They're not going to serve lunch that day. They're only going to serve dinner. So we are going to get pizza for our group, only our church there, so we can set up the registration so all the other churches get there and we have their bags ready and all that stuff. So we are not doing lunch on the way up there and stopping in Sherman like we usually do. Not doing that. We're going straight to camp so we can get there early. You guys are going to have pizza that very first meal, and then dinner is going to be provided. Any other time during the day, the snack shack is usually open whenever you need it to be open. It's after lunch all the way throughout free time, shuts down before dinner, and then after dinner, during the late night parties, snack shack is open again. So if you need some extra stuff, that's open whenever you guys need stuff for food. Payment options, being $300 a student. You have been encouraged to raise funds if you need it with your schedule outline. I hope you have been doing that. But it's $300 per student. If you need information on that, you still have time to ask your neighbors, people that are close to you, all this stuff to help you get there. If you need some help with that, you can do the schedule fundraising. But it's $300 per student, and the payment options, you can either do cash or you can do check. You can make your check out to either Second Mile Church or A3 Summit. Either one works. If you want to do it card-wise, you go to the giving portal that you usually use for tithes and offerings just to the church. And so you go to the website, secondmilefw.com, click the giving link that's there on the top of the page, and then once that portal loads, you just make sure that on that very first column, there's a drop-down menu. You drop that down and select Relentless Student Ministry / A3 Summit. You select that, put in all your information. You can pay with card online that way. If you choose to do that, though, please, as soon as you do it, send me a text and say, I just paid $300 for so-and-so's camp. So immediately, I can go into the spreadsheet and say, so-and-so's paid for. So there's not any confusion about that later. But those are your three options to pay for camp. Phone's wigging out. I'm so sorry. Past payment options. There is the medical release form that we already talked about. If you have any other specific medical inquiries, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. But what I'm likely to do is reach out to Stephen if I don't know, because there's a lot of detailed stuff that he takes care of, so I can get you in contact with him as well. He kind of heads up all of our medical stuff throughout the camp for our church and all the other churches there. And I believe that is all the information that you guys need if you have not come to camp before or if this is your third time to come. That being said, are there any questions? You are free to ask anything off the wall. About any of it. And that goes for if anybody is on the live stream. I know you can't ask physically, but You can reach out to me either through email or text with any of your people's questions, and I can get back with you and answer them. Yes? Yes. 100%. You can bring instruments. You can bring ukuleles or guitars. Don't bring a drum kit, you know what I mean? But you can bring instruments. Yep, you can bring whatever you want to as long as you have a case for it. There's actually multiple times where we start a campfire at this big rock pit, and people will just kind of gather there, kind of sing whatever songs they want to, and kind of lead like a little acoustic worship deal, just kind of throughout the week. Yes? You can bring a cajon. Yeah, definitely. It's that little box. You use that. That's a cajon. Yes. So yes, you should. It's not required, but you're encouraged to bring some extra cash for the snack shack. What you can do, I'm so glad that you asked this question because I forgot this. You don't do it through us, but you do it through Camp Wow. So you look up the, I don't know if it's Camp Walk on Water or if it's campwow.com, but is Camp Walk on Water? I think it's campwalkonwater.com, but you look them up. They're in Stewart, Oklahoma. On their website, I can't remember the exact link that you click, but on their website, you can purchase a cash card in advance for your student at our camp. And once you get to that page, there's a drop-down menu, and it will say A3 Summit. You click it, and then you type in your student's full name, first and last name, and then you will prepay, like with your card, $50 or $60 or $70, however much you want your kid to have. And then upon arrival, right after registration, the Camp Out workers will make a big announcement. Hey, everybody's cash cards are ready in the snack shack. They walk up and say, my name is fill in the blank, and they go, here's your card. And they have a swipeable card that for that whole week they can use, and just only, not carrying around cash, but the card. Yes? So the very first day, everybody is in field rec. The second day, all of the girls in the camp are going to water rec. The guys have field rec. And then the next day, it's swapped. All the guys are in water rec. All the girls are in field rec. That was a good question. Does anybody else have anything? Yes. Say it one more time. Yes. Okay. There are gluten-free options that are like Camp Out takes care of that. They can provide gluten-free meals. We just need to know in advance so we can let them know to prepare, gluten-free options for whatever. But every single meal, lunch and dinner-wise, there is a salad bar with all the gluten-free options, and there is like a substitute thing that you can do. I forget what it is, but they have options available. We just got to let them know in advance that yes, that's a need. Yes. So the SEU worship stuff is probably going to be either like a bank card or cash, because SEU's showing up, they're setting up their stuff temporarily. That's kind of disconnected from Camp Wow. But if they wanted like a Camp Wow T-shirt that's sold in the snack shack, they can use their camp card for that merchandise, just not SEU. SEU is going to be in the sanctuary only the first night. Yes. What? No, that's not the only worship team. That's just the big concert the very first night. And then Josh Calhoun has formed a big, Josh Calhoun and Dawn Patrol, Chase Caffey, are going to be there doing all of the other service, leading that the whole week. Yes. Oh, was that not a hand? That was not a hand. Where was what? Sleeping quarters? Yes. So on one side of the camp, there's mainly the guys' dorms. On this side, there's like the girls' dorms. And then next to the sanctuary are going to be split, our guys and our girls' dorms. And then everybody else is kind of file where they need to go. But yes, if you kind of look at an aerial view of the campground, it's like a big square. And in the middle, there's like the party barn, the basketball court, volleyball court, and then kind of in the big corner is the big sanctuary, and on this side is the guys' dorms, on this side is the girls' dorms. So everything kind of happens in the middle of everything. That makes sense. But yeah. They're twin-size mattresses, and so you walk in, and that door is the one entry and exit. So you walk into a big, like almost like a big barracks room, and it's a huge room with just lined with bunk beds. And then there's bathrooms and showers at the very back. But you walk in, you claim a bunk bed, that's your sleeping quarters for the week. No. And it's not because, it's because there's just simply no room. There's straight up no room. All the bunk beds are kind of, they're close together, and they form these little hallways that you can kind of get up and down the room in. There's just no room for anything else. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so campwild.com, especially for our live stream, if you want to purchase a cash card, it's campwild.com. Visit that website, and then the link is called Store that you click, and then you scroll down to cash card, and then you click the cash card, and then that's where you fill out your student's information. You pay with your card, and then whenever they get there to camp, they'll go to the snack shack after orientation, and they'll pick up their card there. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything? Yes, sir. Is there a what bracket? Okay. In some of the tournaments, we are branching the end of the bracket off for like a third place game, but that will be as big as the loser bracket can be. Because if we do a bigger one, it's gonna take up too much time, and we're gonna have to shrink the whole entire bracket if we want to make the loser bracket. Does that make sense? But we might do toward the end, whenever you get to the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then championship, there might be a little extension break off for third and fourth place. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, cool. Then I believe that's it. The last thing, I know that this is super inconvenient, and I apologize. I believe it's my fault. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm going to take responsibility for it. On the website, when I have been asking you guys to kind of pre-register your kiddos on secondmilefw.com, you click the A3 Summit, you scroll all the way down. I just went to export those, like that sheet today, and it's reading 0 information. So I don't know where those entries went. So I reformatted it and then republished the website, and I haven't tested it yet. But even if you've done it before, could you please go do the pre-registration, even though you have the registration, papers, just so digitally I'll have everything on my computer. I'll make all the sign-in and check-in sheets from that. Even if you signed up before, please go back to secondmilefw.com, go to A3 Summit, scroll all the way down, and then fill in that information so I have it. That's it's name, emergency contact info, it's grade, gender, t-shirt size, all that stuff. Please do that as fast as possible because we need to get everybody's t-shirts ordered. And I do not have that information for everybody yet. That is the last thing I have. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, then I think that's it. Blair, do you have anything to add or help with? Good? Good? All right, cool. Yes. That would be helpful if volunteers could, yes. Then I believe that is it. That being said, I'm going to pray. Please pray with me, and we'll be closed for the day. If you have any connections or any other people who are like, oh, I couldn't make service or I couldn't make the meeting today, please have them reach out to me. If there's enough people to justify it, we can have another parent meeting on June 11th. But we'll see based on the feedback that I get from other people. That being said, let's pray. Lord, we thank you. God, we love you for your provision and your character and who you are. God, we thank you for what you do, and you show up and you're faithful time after time after time, even in our weakness, even in our falling short of you and your nature. You're faithful to us. You love, you show grace, you show mercy. And God, in preparation for this camp, I pray that you start preparing the hearts of all of our students, all of our counselors, even right now. Start working on us, even right now, for this week, that we can pick up and move away from life's stressors and family stressors and school and work and all this stuff and all of the things that make life kind of hectic. We can go to a place, an environment, tune everything else out, tune out all the noise, and focus on you. And God, I pray that you start preparing our hearts and all the other churches' students right now in preparation for that week. So that during that week, you can move, you can work, you can do what needs to be done in the lives of the students in the next generation. And we might be able to see people surrender themselves and surrender their lives to you. God, we love you. We thank you for everything. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you, guys.